Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine.
Hey, welcome to the Poole Locke YouTube channel. I'm James Locke. Today we're going to answer two more Ask James questions of the day. The first question is from Mark. It says, I've got my money in money markets right now until things settle down. So what's the issue with that? Well, I wish I knew what the money was marked for, right? That would be helpful. So I'm not exactly sure what the money's for, but let's make an assumption that it's for retirement, right? And if it's for retirement, it's for retirement money. What I would say is, first of all, if an investment goes down, right? If you're trying to maximize something for retirement income, right? Because you're retired now or you're 10 years from retirement, and the investment goes down, you want your income to stay the same, right? The income on these investments don't fluctuate with market value when you're talking about retirement income investments, right? Just like a rental property, right? Rental properties go up or down in value, but your rental income should stay the same. So that's really the key difference between investing for income versus investing for growth, right? When you're investing for income, market volatility becomes less important. It's almost like noise in the background. What matters is the stability and reliability of that income stream. It's constantly coming, which is exactly what retirees need most. So if you're investing for retirement, frankly, and the investment goes down, that's a good thing, right? Because now when you reinvest that income, you're buying even more income in the future. You're buying things cheaper, which means your income is going to grow faster. So if you're investing for retirement income, you certainly shouldn't be afraid of that, because here's the other thing. Let's say, so we talked about, hey, could we get hyperinflation, right? With these tariffs going on, could we get put into a recession? Maybe we get both, right? Well, if you get a recession, the Fed lowers interest rates. So now, Mark, not only are you going to get less interest on those money markets as it gradually goes down, but moreover, if you try to get out of the money market and lock into a higher interest rate on bonds or bond-like instruments or other income-producing investments, you're not going to be able to lock in at the same rates as you can today, because interest rates are trending downward, right? And that's what I call interest rate risk, right? But not in the traditional sense that most people think about. The risk isn't that rates will rise and hurt your bond values. It's actually kind of the opposite. The risk is that you'll miss this opportunity to lock in today's higher rates for the long term. Remember, money markets adjust quickly to descending rates, which means your income could drop significantly in a recession scenario. So again, a reason why keeping the money there in savings or money market doesn't make sense if it's for retirement income. Now, Mark, if this is for something where you want to spend the money in 3 years or 4 years, then okay. Then maybe the money market is the best thing because it's safe. Or maybe even go and get a bank CD or try and lock in the rate. But either way, that could make sense, right? If you're trying to have some sort of lump sum purchase, we're going to spend the money down to zero, right? It's safe and you're getting interest. But if it's for retirement income or it's for a longer goal, like the first, the question I answered before, which is on a previous video, they wanted to buy a vacation home, right? They were going to buy a vacation home in 7 years or something like that. Okay, well, then you're probably better off doing something different and not being frozen, right, by the uncertainty, because the uncertainty is what brings investment buying opportunities, right? And it's all about taking advantage of those opportunities. Hey, great question. Thank you so much. If you'd like to send in your question, you can do so. Email it to poollocke poolelocke.com. Moving on. Second question is from Angela. She says, I'm a few years away from retiring. How much risk should I be taking? Hey, great question, Angela. And one that's really incredibly important as you approach retirement. The amount of risk you should take when investing for income in retirement, it really hinges on a few key factors. So let's explore it in depth. One of the primary considerations is your financial goals and the amount of income you'll need in retirement. So if you've diligently saved and have more than enough to cover your expenses comfortably, you might have the flexibility to consider investments that offer potentially higher returns, even if they come with increased risk. This approach can be suitable if you have the risk tolerance and time horizon to weather market fluctuations. Now, conversely, if your retirement savings are, just enough or slightly below what you anticipate needing, the priority should shift towards reducing risk and volatility. This strategy aims to safeguard your principal and ensure a steady income stream throughout retirement, minimizing the chance of depleting your savings prematurely. Now, beyond financial considerations, your emotional response to risk is crucial. Now, during your working years, market downturns may have, felt more manageable because you were still accumulating savings through regular contributions, right? But in retirement, your portfolio becomes your primary income source, making any losses potentially more impactful. So understanding your own risk tolerance, how comfortable you are with the ups and downs of the market, is essential in crafting an investment strategy that aligns with your goals and emotional well-being. So looking back at past market downturns, such as the tech bubble of the early 2000s, financial crisis of 07-08, that can provide valuable insights during those periods. If you were still working, your contributions may have mitigated some of those losses. Now in retirement, preserving capital and generating consistent income are likely higher priorities. So the shift in focus necessitates a more conservative approach to investment risk management. So throughout, these questions that I answer, we often explore practical strategies to kind of balance these considerations effectively, from diversified investment portfolios to income-focused strategies like dividend-paying stocks or bonds. There's various ways to tailor your investments to align with your retirement income needs and risk tolerance. Hey, thanks for awesome questions today. If you would like to send in your question, please do. Email it to poollocke@poolelocke.com. If you like what you heard, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. I'm James Locke, your retirement income source. See you next time.
Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine. Retirement is near, don't you live in fear. Listen up, my friend, let me make it clear. Savings in the bank.